Major funding for NJTV News is provided in part by RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together. NJM Insurance Group, serving the insurance needs of New Jersey residents and businesses for more than 100 years. And Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Tonight on NJTV News, protecting patients.
No more surprise medical bills, say after a hospital stay. That's the aim of a new law Governor Murphy just signed to give New Jersey consumers some protections.
Why police and prosecutors do outreach to understand the investigation of a police-involved shooting.
Plus, the governor puts state agencies on notice, prepare for a government shutdown. Also, the Toys R Us shutdown throws 1,600 out of work without a dime in severance pay. And the world's take on the spectacular Trenton Make sign lighting up the night. Those stories and more next on NJTV News.
Live from the Agnes Varus NJTV studio at 2 Gateway Center in Newark, this is NJTV News with Mary Alice Williams.
Hello, thank you for joining us. Blindsided by surprise medical bills? The governor says thousands of New Jersey residents have been, and it's costing them, the state, and anyone who has health insurance a bundle. Today, he signed a law aimed at curbing the problem. Senior correspondent Brenda Flanagan reports.
Today, at long last, New Jersey's consumers win. Hey, hey, hey.
Governor Murphy today signed a bill designed to shield Jersey residents from the nasty surprise that often follows an emergency room visit or hospital stay, those unexpected bills from out-of-network healthcare providers. Last year, 168,000 New Jersey patients owed $420 million for treatments they didn't pre-approve or even know about. The Assembly Speaker talked about his gallbladder surgery.
I went into the emergency room, so this all should be covered. And we got a bill from a doctor, and we've started the process of fighting through it. Ultimately, they put me in collections, and finally we worked it out.
Residents should not have to worry whether an emergency trip to the hospital could be potentially bankrupting.
It's a long festering problem that's taken a decade for New Jersey politicians to treat. A recent poll showed the issue affects 1 in 7 New Jersey residents, especially low-income patients who can least afford to get blindsided by big bills. Part of the challenge facing consumers?
You may get bills from 4 or 5 different doctors and 2 or 3 different facilities, maybe even an ambulance bill. And of course, in the middle of a health crisis, you don't want to worry about which doctors you're seeing. You want your health taken care of.
Under the new law, healthcare providers must inform consumers about any possible out-of-network services before they're performed and how much patients are expected to pay. Insurers must update lists of network providers. Providers must restrict excess charges for emergency out-of-network services pursuant to a patient's health coverage. And out-of-network billing disputes must go to arbitration. But lower rates could yield a bad prognosis for some doctors, analysts say.
We hear about physicians in New Jersey retiring early, relocating. We have some physicians that there's a shortage of their specialty. It's just added frustration to the desire to do good for patients.
I don't begrudge anyone to make a good living. I don't count anyone's money. But at the end of the day, greed can't take the place of what is the right thing, which is to charge a fair amount for your services, get paid whatever it is. You guys duke it out, but leave the consumers out of it. That's not their job.
The law says nearly 70% of New Jersey insured who are covered by self-insured employer plans will be able to opt in. The out-of-network protection law is expected to save state government $80 million taxpayer dollars, too. It takes effect in 90 days. In Woodbridge, I'm Brenda Flanagan, NJTV News.
Governor Murphy's ordered state agencies to prepare for a government shutdown in case the state budget isn't signed by June 30th. Chief political correspondent Michael Laren has new information on the apparently contentious meeting that preceded the order. Michael?
Mary Alice, relations between the governor, the Senate president, and the Assembly Speaker are fraying. This morning, they seem to take a turn for the worse. The top staffers of each were in a regular Friday morning meeting. They were talking about school funding and didn't really get into the budget issues that divide them. Senate President Sweeney has threatened the government shutdown over the school issue. It got acrimonious, especially when someone brought up the TV ad that a Murphy-backed nonprofit is preparing to run and that has irked the legislative leaders. According to sources, the governor's chief counsel, Matt Platkin, got up and walked out of the room. Then Murphy's chief of staff, Pete Camerano, abruptly adjourned the meeting. An hour or so later, this 3-page memo went out. It's from Platkin to cabinet members, ordering them to prepare contingency plans for a possible state government shutdown on July 1st. Was it a response to the morning meeting that went south? The governor's office says no. It's standard operating procedure to ask for contingency planning, said Murphy spokesman Dan Bryan. Others are not so sure. Some think maybe it was the governor's office sending a message to the Senate and Assembly Democrats that they are all headed toward a government shutdown if they can't negotiate a budget deal. Clearly, this 3-page memo wasn't written this morning in an hour, but it could have been in the can and then released by someone in the governor's office wanting to send a message today. It's worth noting that Chris Christie didn't order contingency planning until June 29th last year, when there was a shutdown. Bottom line, we head into June with the major players in the budget drama arguing and playing games with each other. Murphy on Tuesday said the budget negotiations are in the 6th inning. Sweeney said yesterday it's more like the 2nd inning. Murphy today said at least they agree it's baseball they're playing. On another note, the Senate president said he's ready to shut down the government if his school funding reform plan does not pass. It would gradually decrease aid to overfunded districts and increase aid to underfunded ones, and over time cost taxpayers an extra $2 billion a year. It's controversial. New Jersey Spotlight's founding CEO and education writer John Mooney joins senior correspondent David Cruz to break it all down for us.
So Senate President Steve Sweeney introduced what he called a school funding formula fix. How significant is this? Is this a game changer?
Well, I mean, it's certainly significant. The context is Governor Murphy has put forward a state budget for next year, which included a pretty significant increase for schools. Virtually no district would see any cuts, and a vast majority would see increases. It was about $283 million more on a tab of about $9 billion. So big piece of the state budget, a huge piece of the state budget. There has always been some tension with Steve Sweeney over this. He has had his own ideas on what would happen with the state with school aid, and this is his response to it. And basically, it's very similar. It's somewhat of a tweak, but the significant thing is that it would include some reductions. Steve Sweeney has really wanted to right-size the formula and included our winners and losers in that. And so that's going to be the tension point. And he's coming forward. It's about the same amount of money. It actually may be a little bit more money. So it would have some reductions for some districts. About 190 districts would see a net loss over 5 or 7 years. And then the rest of the districts, including a bunch that have seen significant cuts or significant underfunding over the years, would see some big increases. So we'll see how significant it is. The big question now is how will Governor Murphy react to it? And so far, we haven't really gotten a real read on that yet.
Yeah, we'll get to him in a second. You talk about right-sizing. So what exactly does that mean? There are some districts who are being overfunded and some are being underfunded. What does that mean exactly?
Well, I mean, basically, the formula was adopted in 10 years ago under Governor Corzine and was once fully funded, the first year. Then the whole recession happened and everything blew up, and we've gotten to a point now where it's about $2 billion underfunded. And so in that period of time, and there were some steep cuts along the way by Governor Christie, and then he basically flat funded the rest of the years. And what has happened is we have some districts who are getting really a small fraction of what the formula calls for. And then there's other districts that are getting more than actually what the formula calls for.
So, and this is a district like, say, Jersey City, okay? They just got like an $8 million cut. Why did they get an $8 million cut? They had more, they had less students than their...
Yeah, and what happened, and this is one of the specifics in this fight that's going on, or this debate that's going on the formula. There is a large chunk, it's about $600 million, that is called adjustment aid. And it's basically a hold harmless, it saves districts from seeing cuts. And it was put into the formula early on to basically a political move.
Districts that have lost student population.
Yeah, and so it was saving them from seeing deep cuts. That was supposed to be phased out. It never was. And so one of the things Sweeney wants to do is start phasing that out.
Over a 7-year period.
Over a 7-year period. Actually, in Jersey City is going to be a little bit different because they're being offered the chance of having a payroll tax,
right,
which would go to schools, and theirs would be phased out over 5 years.
Sort of a special dispensation for them.
Yep, and Sweeney wants to start that phase out, and actually did to a degree last year. Murphy is holding back on that, and he has a powerful ally in that in the NJEA, the teachers union, which is also pushing back on that. And that's really where the tension is. I think they both agree that more aid to schools is a good idea. It's just the fact that there's going to be, and it's no small number. It's about 190 districts are actually going to see less aid in the long run. That's where the debate is right now.
So there's winners and losers, obviously. Who stands to gain the most and who stands to lose the most? Or do we know that
They haven't
yet?
shared that yet.
Yeah.
They shared, Sweeney's camp shared a broad run on that, actually a few weeks ago, what would happen over the course of 5 or 7 years. And again, there's, there are some large urban districts. Jersey City would be one that would see less state aid. But there's also, this has big impact in the suburbs and the rural districts as well. And Sweeney, holds up some districts down in South Jersey that are seeing, 20% of the aid that the formula calls for. And he wants to lift those. His plan, or at least what he said yesterday, is his plan in the first year, no district would be getting less than 58% of their aid. And so that's a big step up. It would solve some of those really, the ones that are really at the bottom. But there's lots of details to this, and this whole notion of whether he would shut down government over it, there's some hardball going on, even among the Democrats.
We're kind of looking at it from 30,000 feet, but if you get really down close, you mentioned some of the key players here, the New Jersey Education Association, which is the teachers union, the governor, and the Senate president. And is this all part of this 11th hour, 10th hour negotiation going on right now?
Yeah, and I wouldn't leave out the courts. I mean, they're a big player in school funding in New Jersey and have been for 40 years. And one of the things that Sweeney has built into this is that he has allowed some flexibility on property tax caps to those districts that have fallen under the Abbott versus Burke school equity ruling, which is 30 districts. Because the court certainly could weigh in. If all of a sudden there are edicts around Abbott versus Burke, which is providing more additional money to needy districts, if that's not getting followed, you know that they'll weigh in on that. So I think that there's a bunch of different players here. Some are being very public about it, and I'm sure there's lots going on behind closed doors that we haven't seen yet either.
Yeah, very big chessboard. John Mooney, thanks for coming in. Good to see you, man.
Pleasure.
A positive jobs report tops state of New Jersey business. Rhonda Schaffler is off tonight. Here with the business news is Leah Mishkin. Leah?
Mary Alice, that's exactly right. And that's why we're starting with this jobs report that was released today, because it shows unemployment is at an 18-year low. 223,000 jobs were added in May. And hiring was across the board, from healthcare to manufacturing to business services. The report also shows the unemployment rate for high school graduates reached a 17-year low. As for average hourly pay, the Labor Department reports it went up 2.7% from a year earlier. And that jobs report might have had an impact on Wall Street. Stocks opened higher and the Dow closed up 219 points. Now the latest from a story we've been tracking, the closing of the country's oldest nuclear power plant. The AP reports the owners of Oyster Creek plant estimate it's going to take 60 years to shut down and will cost $1.4 billion. The plan still has to be reviewed and approved by the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Reports do show that it's scheduled to close in October.
These firms still have the time to do the right thing. They still have the time to make the wrongs right.
That was Senator Bob Menendez at a rally in support of former Toys R Us workers. He was joined by Senator Booker and Representative Bill Pascrell to demand fair compensation for employees after the company was forced into bankruptcy. Senator Menendez said more than 1,600 employees in New Jersey will be left with nothing. And one of those employees, a Toys R Us worker who had been there for 33 years, was holding back tears as she spoke about not receiving severance.
For Toys R Us to give us nothing, it's disgusting. Go ahead. I'm just very overwhelmed to get nothing. I mean, I'm just lost to get no insurance. Don't know where I'm going to live after June 30th. To have a car payment I'm not going to be able to make because I'm not going to be able to go for job interviews, to may have to walk, to have no medical with medical illnesses that I have, to not be able to pay my car insurance. It's disgusting.
And we did call and email the press office of Toys R Us for a comment, but have not heard back yet. And those are our top business stories.
Dueling videos of that violent beach arrest in Wildwood, but questions remain. One cell phone video showing a police officer punching a woman lying in the sand went viral. Police released their own body cam video showing 20-year-old Emily Weinman arguing with the officers. Her palms are raised and they do come in contact with the officer. It's unclear whether she pushed the officer or simply raised her hands an instant before she was tackled. One officer is heard saying she tried kicking them. A witness is heard saying she didn't. Video from a second body cam has not been released. Weinman faces multiple charges, including assault on a police officer, resisting arrest, and possession of alcohol. The incident remains under investigation by the Wildwood Police Department's Internal Affairs Unit and the Cape May County Prosecutor's Office. When a police officer uses deadly force, it can trigger anger, even violence in a community. Now the Attorney General's office has guidelines for how police-involved shootings are handled here and mandating town halls be held to inform the communities about those procedures. Michael Hill reports.
It's been a few years since detectives from Gloucester County's prosecutor had to investigate one of these. These are officers in neighboring Cumberland County about to shoot and kill a man.
Get him out the car, Raj. We got a gun in this glove compartment.
The new state attorney general is mandating what's happening here. Gloucester County inviting local police and the public to training sessions to show them how police must follow the state attorney general's guidelines to investigate such shootings.
It's important that people understand what the process is. And the only way people can understand the process is through, number one, transparency, and number two, through outreach and education.
So Gloucester County Prosecutor Charles Fiore's detectives went through the Attorney General's directive, among them reporting whether anyone on the investigative team knows anyone involved in the shooting.
I know this is an issue with the community. Like I had mentioned earlier, they're always concerned that we know each other and take care of each other. But according to the directive, you know, we check that immediately, and if there is a conflict, we notify the Attorney General's office. So that wouldn't be an issue.
These cases are very sensitive, they're very complicated. In major crimes, a forum that I'm accustomed to for 12 years, homicide investigations always take weeks, if not months or longer. And these cases, even if it doesn't turn into a homicide, are no different.
The detectives say the evidence collection is painstaking, demands thoroughness and multiple reviews, including at least one by the state attorney general's office. The AG's directive includes presuming a prosecutor will present the case to a grand jury.
The county prosecutor may also present to a grand jury, even if you have what I just mentioned, undisputed facts, supporting the justifiable use of force in the case. Even if he decides that that's the case, the county prosecutor may also present to a grand jury when, in the interest of justice, it merits sending it to the grand jury, and that is to enhance public confidence in the thoroughness, impartiality, and integrity of the investigation.
Police and community leaders say it's important for everyone to understand the process of an investigation in a police-involved shooting, because in the absence of that, assumptions are made.
It is so important to have the proper facts, because if the facts aren't presented, people make assumptions. And when you make an assumption, you're actually going to make a negative assumption. You're not going to make a positive one unless you know the person, unless you have a relationship with them.
A lot of times the way people find out information, they're not made aware of all the facts of a particular case. And understanding all the facts, going into a case with eyes wide open, a situation like this, and just understanding what the process is, hopefully is going to lead to just more general understanding of what's going on in the world in these types of unfortunate incidences.
Is it a way to prevent community violence when people jump to conclusions?
Without a doubt.
New Jersey law enforcers and prosecutors and community leaders say they've worked hard over the years in training and building relationships to avoid the violent and ugly aftermath of police-involved shootings that have made other towns notorious. Michael Hill, NJTV News.
Those calculating the odds of a partisan power shift in Congress this election year may want to watch one particular race here in New Jersey, where second-term Republican Representative Tom MacArthur is facing a challenge from Democrat Andy Kim, former advisor in the White House, the Pentagon, and Afghanistan. MacArthur is accusing Kim of padding his resume. Chief political correspondent Michael Aaron put both candidates on the record.
Look, it's a pattern of behavior. The resume.
He's a Rhodes Scholar.
Okay, he's a smart guy. Smart guys lie too. Look at his resume. He's puffing it up like he was at the right hand of General Petraeus, directing the ISIS strategy. First of all, I wouldn't want to own that. The ISIS strategy under the last administration was an absolute disaster that caused tens of thousands of people to die. But aside from that, I have looked at thousands of resumes in my life. People try to puff themselves up into something they're not sometimes.
Well, what I say is that really shows how little he understands about national security and foreign policy. I've worked very closely in these fields. I have a lot of great experiences with some of the highest levels of people in our government. That's why I was one of the very first candidates endorsed by Vice President Biden for this election cycle, is because we had a chance to work very closely together at the White House. So I stand by my resume. I stand by everything I've done. I had an incredible opportunity to work in the Situation Room during some of the toughest crises that we've been facing as a nation, and I'm proud of that service and the service to this country.
You can watch Michael's entire interview Saturday evening at 6:30 and again Sunday morning at 10:30. Saving a life at school, that tops tonight's Garden State Express. Our first stop, East Orange, celebrating a real hero. Corey Scott is a 9-year-old student at Bowser Elementary School when her best friend and classmate began choking on a piece of food and ran from the cafeteria. Corey ran after her and, using a life-saving technique she learned from her parents, both school security guards, performed the Heimlich maneuver until the food was expelled. Her smart instincts and quick actions led Mayor Ted Green to honor this National Heimlich Maneuver Day by naming Corey Scott mayor for the day. The friend she saved named her a lifesaver. Next to Cherry Hill, home to Shruthika Paddy, eliminated from the National Spelling Bee after misspelling the name of a coarsely woven straw used for hats, paillasson, by a single S. Shruthika was one of only 2 New Jersey spellers to make it to the primetime finals. The other, Edison's Navneet Murali, missed Gelinot, a European woodland grouse, by spelling it with an E instead of an I. Only 2 New Jersey students have ever taken home the grand prize. Catherine Close of Spring Lake won the 2006 bee by correctly spelling Uspraka. Mullica Hills' Jonathan Knisley was the 1971 champion for spelling Shalloon. It's worth mentioning that Navneet absolutely nailed Praxitelion, Amadelphus, and Propylaeum, an entrance of architectural importance. Which brings us to Trenton. where its entrance of architectural importance has undergone a dazzling do-over, with new lighting so current they claim you can't get it at Home Depot. The Trenton Makes the World Take sign was once heralded as the world's largest municipal advertising slogan. It's been dark for a year, except for a coincidental ignition of Eagles green on Super Bowl Sunday. Now it sparkles with as many as 16 pulsing, cascading colors, which a Delaware River Joint Toll Bridge Commission official suggests puts it right up there with the pyramids and the Eiffel Tower. And that's our Garden State Express for Friday, June 1st. Something up in your neighborhood? Tip us off. And now some noteworthy facts that help you know Jersey. Donald Trump received 51% of the vote in New Jersey's 3rd congressional district. The owners of New Jersey's Oyster Creek nuclear plant estimated it'll take 60 years to shut down. School funding accounts for about a quarter of New Jersey's proposed fiscal year 2019 state budget. And New Jersey's iconic Trenton Makes the World Take sign was installed in 1935. If there's someone who you'd like to get to know Jersey, share. Use hashtag #KnowJersey. To share any story you've seen tonight, go to njtvnews.org. I'm Mary Alice Williams. For all the men and women of NJTV News, thank you for being here. Happy June.
The members of the New Jersey Education Association, making public schools great for every child. And PSE&G, we make things work for communities.